I have an update on the $250 to $500 monthly checks specifically focused on Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. Let's get right into it. But if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as information is changing incredibly fast right now, but I'm doing all the research on your behalf so that you don't need to. I distill it down into the shortest video I can possibly produce, which I deliver to you a few times each and every day so that you can stay tuned and updated with everything going on right now during this very confusing time. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so just a couple days ago, I was out with a couple very interesting videos, and I was discussing the importance of ongoing monthly payments of a few $100s, anywhere between $250 and $500, specifically focused on the low-income and fixed-income Americans living on Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, SSI, and VA benefits. Now here's the thing, we all recognize this because I know that the vast majority of you in this community receive these monthly benefits of some kind, or you fall into a category of lower income. Well, we all recognize what is going on right now and the importance behind an additional payment. Now here's the thing, for many months now, we've been looking at a one-time fourth stimulus check. But as I discussed in that video just the other day, a one-time payment would be really helpful, but at the same time, what would be even more helpful would be ongoing monthly payments of a few $100s each and every month to really help people get beyond this inflation situation that we're living through right now. Now here's what's very interesting about this, and I'm going to get into more details here in just a second, but with those couple videos that I released a couple days ago, I've been reading through the comments section. In fact, as of just a short time ago, the video has over 1,600 comments on it already. A lot of really good feedback on that video, so thank you so much to all of you that watched that video, and of course left your comments down below. I've been trying to read through as many as possible, and a lot of really good stuff right there, but also at the same time, I'm seeing a huge consistency or a huge trend developing with all the information that I'm reading in your comments on that video. So a lot of really helpful information. But what we're finding here, and as I discussed the other day as well, is that the vast majority of you are saying we need a one-time lump sum payment, like a $2,000 check, a $1,400 check. That would help us out right now, get our heads above water, and bring us back to even, or close to even for now anyway, and then it would help us going forward. But the problem is, with just a one-time check, it's not going to do much. It's going to help us out very short term. Essentially, it's going to come in the door, and it's going to go right back out the other door simply because we need it to catch up on all of our bills, our utilities, any balances that we've been floating on a credit card, any loans that we've been taking from friends, family, neighbors, people like this. So a lot of you have been saying, yes, a lump sum payment would be great, but ultimately, we need that one-time lump sum payment and then followed up by anywhere between, again, the range varies a little bit, but I would say the vast majority of you are saying anywhere between about $250 and $500 every single month, ongoing for about a year. Essentially, that's what many of you are saying. Is what's very interesting about this is most of you are not saying we need this for 10 years. No, in fact, the vast majority of you are saying we only need this for about 1 year. Get us beyond this whole inflation issue and situation that we're living through right now, and we'll be good to go. We'll be fine again, just like we were prior to 2020. It was tough, don't get me wrong. It was a hard time. Things were a little bit rough back then, but realistically, at least we still got by. Our benefits still got us by each and every month. But right now, many of you are reaching out saying, it's not even doing it anymore. It's not even getting us close. This 841 that we're living on from SSI, it's not even getting close. The 900 from SSDI, not even close. The maybe 950 from retirement benefits or the 742 from retirement benefits, it's simply not enough right now. There's no way we can do this anymore, whereas prior to 2020, we could get by. It was a stretch, but we still could do it. It was tough times, but we were still able to do it. Now, we can't even swing it on these little payments anymore going forward. So, I've been reading through a lot more comments on that video. Again, a lot of really, really great comments. So again, I cannot thank you enough for watching that video as well as leaving your comments down below. I've learned a ton from hundreds and hundreds of you leaving comments on that video that I've been reading through. A lot of really, really good stuff. But the trends that I'm seeing, and here's something else that I want to point out that's very, very interesting that I've also been pulling out of the comments section here on those videos. Now that I've had a little bit more time to read through hundreds more comments on that video, I've seen this come up a number of different times, and I think this is very, very interesting. A number of you have reached out and said, here's the problem. Usually, we're fine for the first half of the month or so. We're usually good to go. On our monthly benefit, we're fine. No big deal. We live our lives, and, it's a little bit tough, but for the most part, for the first 2 weeks or so of the month, we're fine. But then that's when it happens. Usually about halfway through the month, and again, it varies a little bit. Some of you have said about 14 days in or about 2 weeks in. Some have said about 20 days in. It varies a little bit, but essentially it all boils down to about halfway through the month. Those of you that have been leaving the comments on that video from a couple days ago have been saying it's about halfway through the month. That's when the problems start to set in. All of a sudden, the money disappears. We got 2 weeks left to go in the month, and I've got nothing left. I got 14 cents left in my bank account. I've got 23 cents left on my Direct Express card. At halfway through the month, I'm already reaching out to friends and family because I've used up my entire benefit, whereas, 2 years ago, your entire benefit got you through the entire month with maybe scraping by the last couple days and maybe a few cents left in your account, and it was kind of tough those last couple days. But now what's happened, rather than just the last few days of the month being tough, now it's extended out into being basically the second half of the month. So some very interesting developments here that I've been seeing in the comments section on those videos there, and kind of laying this out a little bit more clearly. And essentially what it all comes down to is, again, time and time again, so many of you are reaching out saying all it would really take is about $250, $300, $400, maybe $500. And again, everybody's situation is different. I did see a few comments that said $600 would get the job done. $1,000 a month would get the job done. But I would say the vast, vast majority of people gave the range anywhere between $250 and $500 a month is all it would really take to bring you back up and to help you out during this time, just to really cover the basic necessities. Now, here's what else is very interesting about this. At the same time that I was talking about these couple videos here a couple days ago and the information, I've also seen a couple more reports that come out, and surprise, surprise, guess what the reports are saying? Yes, the average household is spending an extra $250 to $276 every single month on living expenses. What a coincidence, huh? That's exactly what everybody here in the community is saying. All it's going to take is an extra $250 to $300, maybe $500 a month. And according to these reports that I just found, yes, they're giving literally the exact same numbers. I mean, seriously, what a coincidence, right? I mean, seriously, the reports I found 2 different reports, and they gave 2 different numbers. One report said $250 a month is what people are spending more right now due to inflation. And the other report said that the average household is spending an extra $276 per month right now because of inflation. I mean, seriously, how coincidental is that? I mean, seriously, exactly what we've been talking about right here. So once again, the evidence is pointing toward exactly what people need right now during this time. So I don't know, very interesting stuff. But why am I talking about this, and why is all of this information very important? Because here's the thing, we're doing all of the calculations. We're running all the numbers here. We're gathering all the data that we can present to Congress, or anybody that may listen that has the authority to actually do something. Congress, by the way, hashtag Congress. Yes, they're the ones who have the authority to do this. And of course, the president to sign off on it and approve something. But at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, essentially all it would really take is essentially Congress approving so-called a child tax credit, or what we could call it is an adult tax credit. As we already know, they want to re-implement the adult tax credit, the child tax credit, but they've also been talking about potentially implementing an adult tax credit. Essentially what it would be is the exact same thing that they've already approved for the child tax credit payments for 36 to 38 million families, doing the exact same thing for the low-income adults out there who maybe don't have qualifying children right now, right? I don't know. Seems like a pretty good strategy and a pretty good resolution and solution to so much that is going on right now. So we do know that Congress is currently working on this right now, in part as a result of the stimulus package, or the revised Build Back Better agenda that they're working on right now. That is one of the major provisions that they're also working on, is reinstating those monthly payments. Because here we are, basically 2 months, well, a month and a half or so into the year so far, and they're already starting to say, hey, those $250 to $300 payments that went out the second half of 2021, all of those families that were receiving them started to rely on those hundreds of dollars every single month, each and every month through the second half of 2021. As a result of that, now that the payments have stopped, a lot of these families don't even know what to do anymore because the money dried up and they were reliant on that money. Just like we talked about in the last video I posted a little while ago, earlier today, where I was saying when people start to rely on a certain amount of money, if that money disappears, all of a sudden it becomes a very bad situation, right? So anyway, we ran all the numbers in those videos a couple days ago, but realistically, it would only cost between $12.5 and $15 billion a month to get this done for about 50 million beneficiaries and really lift them up. Not only would that do, it would lift them up to above the poverty line, perfectly consistent with what exactly the president has been saying for a while now. No older adults or people with disabilities should ever need to live in poverty in America, including those people living on a fixed income. Doesn't matter if it's somebody living on a fixed income, doesn't matter who it is, it does not matter at all. Anybody living below the poverty line is, by definition of the president, nobody should be living that way, right? Well, there's a lot of people living below the poverty line right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember the exact number. I know that I saw it a few months ago, but it's like in the tens of millions of people that are living in poverty in this country. Weird, especially as we can continue to claim to be one of the richest countries in the world. Does that make any sense? The most affluent country in the world, and we have this many people in poverty? I don't know. Something seems weird about that equation, right? Something doesn't make sense. The dots are not aligning. But again, that's just what happens in my head. I don't know, but I could be totally crazy. I could be totally wrong. What do I know, right? I'm just some random dude. But anyway, I tend to think very logically. I'm one of these people that I like to look at everything practically. I'm a realist, and I like to think very logically. That's just how I'm programmed. But again, I don't know. Maybe I need to look at it from the perspective of Congress, which I don't know if I can program my mind to think that way. I don't think I want to think that way, right? Let's be real with ourselves right now. So anyway, I want to lay this all out here for you. Again, some really, really great comments on that video from earlier a couple days ago. Thank you so much once again to all of you. I want to go back and read more of those comments there. So many great perspectives that I'm reading on there. I'm getting to know a lot more of you here in the community on a much deeper level, which I really appreciate. It's just really great to know what everybody's really going through. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I have a pretty good grip of what everybody in the community is going through. But honestly, I don't know everybody's situation, and everybody's situation is very different. But as a whole, the picture is becoming very, very clear. And if anybody in Congress would ever want to challenge that people are not struggling right now, I would love to challenge them to read through any comments on any of the videos here on the channel. They can see just thousands and thousands of comments. I mean, realistically, between the 2,100 videos here on the channel, I mean, there's got to be hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of comments across the entire channel right here. And anybody reading through them can clearly see a picture that is painted out very, very clearly. The low income, the fixed income are really, really struggling right now. So anyway, please remember, I'm here for you every single day in any way that I possibly can be. I truly want to help you out as well as keep you updated with everything going on right now. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. I am your one and only daily advocate. Enjoy your day. Subscribe, share the video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other 2,100 plus videos right here on the channel. And stay safe out there, stay warm, and again, I'll catch you again a little bit later with the next update and some more great information that's going on. Well, let's be real, it's not great information, but it's some information that is going on right here, right now in the real world. So enjoy. I'll catch you again later.